COVID-19 was created in a lab. In a recent interview with The Telegraph, the former head of MI6, Sir Richard Dearlove, cited an important scientific report that suggested that the novel coronavirus had not emerged naturally, but had been created by Chinese scientists. Dearlove said he believed the pandemic had started as an accident after the virus escaped the lab. A month earlier, the US Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, had said he had important that COVID-19 had originated in a lab in China, only to backtrack from this claim on live TV in the same sentence. Suggestions that COVID-19 is a man-made virus are the latest chapter in a tale of blame, misinformation, and finger-pointing. Cue the conspiracy theorists marching out their narrative about the high-security BSL-4 lab in Wuhan, where mysterious experiments to design Frankenviruses led to the tragic global pandemic. Cue the genetic analyses pointing to unexpected insertions in the code of A, G, T, and C that explain how this virus could not have evolved naturally. Cue political posturing against China, with calls for an inquiry, trade sanctions, and even reparations. Determining the origins and emergence of a pandemic is as messy and complex as studying a plane crash. Just as an air crash, investigator pieces together fragments at a crash site, pinpointing the origins of a new virus is painstakingly difficult and time-consuming, and requires logic and reason. I know, because this is exactly what our organization, EcoHealth Alliance, does. We work around the world to identify the origins of pandemics, map them, and analyze them, and use these results to predict where the next pandemic will likely emerge. We then target these hotspots for enhanced surveillance, capacity building, and risk reduction programs to prevent diseases emerging. I also know the work of the Wuhan Institute of Virology, because we have partnered with them on research projects. For the past 15 years we've been working in China to analyze the group of viruses from which SARS and now COVID-19 have emerged. Sampling more than 16,000 bats, we showed that SARS emerged from a cluster of coronaviruses carried by horseshoe bats that are abundant across southern and central China and traded frequently in wet markets. We found SARS-related viruses that could infect human cells in the lab, cause diseases in lab animals, and evade drugs and vaccines designed to protect us. We worked with the scientists behind the breakthrough drug remdesivir to show that it was effective against known human coronaviruses and the viruses we suspected might be the next to emerge. We raised the red flag on these viruses and pointed out their potential to cause the next pandemic. Our 15 years of work in China now puts us in a unique position to identify, with a remarkable degree of confidence, the likely origin of COVID-19. In a recent paper, soon to appear in a peer-reviewed journal, we reported 781 genetic sequences of bat-origin coronaviruses previously unknown to scientists. These include the closest known relatives to SARS-CoV, SARS-CoV-2 and SARS-CoV, a virus that killed more than 25,000 pigs in Guangdong in 2016 and 2017. All are carried by horseshoe bats that are found across southern China and neighboring countries. Our report firmly concludes that COVID-19 originated in bats, in a hotspot of viral evolution along the border of Yunnan province, in China, Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam. Most people aren't trained in how to decipher genetic codes, so we have to assess the rigor of competing research to determine the truth of claims that COVID-19 was man-made. Writing in the peer-reviewed journal Nature Medicine, researchers strongly refuted the idea that the code had been purposefully manipulated, whereas the article in Nature Medicine was written by senior virologists. One author, John Frederick Morkens, the chief scientific advisor to the Norwegian military, has already withdrawn his name from the paper cited by Dearlove, while scientists from the Francis Crick Institute and Imperial College London also dismissed its conclusions. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.